Let's keep it a buck, okay? I'm on one today. Hola, ¿cómo estás? Bien? Me too. Hey y'all, it's Tania at Clinical to Creative. I have not practiced my Spanish on camera in a long time, so that's like about the best you're gonna get from me right now. But I did mention last week to someone who commented, who's also on their Spanish learning journey, that I would be making intentional content in the near future. But yes, for those of you who do not know who I am, I'm a licensed clinical social worker in the state of North Carolina. I've been practicing for over 13 years. Currently, I'm a primary care mental health therapist full-time. I also do part-time contract telehealth work. And yeah, I am a person who loves the work that I do, but I'm also a realist and I give insight from my experiences. So I wanted to make a quick video before I go into the house. I am just off work. And this week has been very challenging for me, but through the challenge, I have grown. I've grown very much, okay? And having been a therapist who's worked both in corporate, out in like corporate, meaning like within the walls of a space, as well as out in the community, out in the field primarily, as well as in her own solo private practice, telehealth specifically, I have seen the nuances of how mental health is implemented and how people who practice mental health are treated by different professionals. And I will say, if you are a person looking to work in the corporate mental health space, specifically in the medical space, you better have some thick skin. You better know who you are, okay? And I'm speaking not just for direct care practice like therapist, but also if you are a medical social worker, whether you are in a primary care or hospital setting, you need to be confident in who you are as a social worker, because you are the representation many times in that sphere, in that space. So I just wanted to point that out. I think it's important to have confidence and affirm yourself and build yourself up. And you do that individually, whether you believe in affirmations, building yourself up, but also by interacting with community, whether it be one-on-one friendships with people who are also social workers or in the social work space, or within groups on the job or outside of the job, whether it be online or in person. And somehow, some way, you need to find a way to build up your confidence. Because once you get in any kind of collaborative space, whether it be in the medical setting, in the organizational setting, whether you do macro social work, whatever, you have to know who you are. Like, know that you know that you know that you know that you know. Because I'm not saying that even knowing who you are, you're going to still have days where they're difficult and you might, have some hesitations, but there needs to be a foundation, and a lot of that foundation is built from mentorship. I mean, granted, when you are provisionally licensed, you have built-in mentorship because you need that, the clinical supervision, so that's built-in mentorship. But even after you become fully licensed, it's important to have some level of community so that you are built up, especially when you're working with different professionals. That's the first and foremost thing. And then also the next thing is you need to have an active LinkedIn. Okay? You need to have an active LinkedIn. You need to be keeping track of what you are doing on the job. I don't care what role you're in, whether it be something that you actually know is part of the job description, something that as you have gotten into the role, you are now, it's been put on you, whether it be some random thing that they put on you literally the day of. Like, it's important for you to be able to articulate your value, and one of the main ways in today's time that you can do that is through your LinkedIn profile. Some people agree with LinkedIn, some people don't. Some people feel like it's irrelevant. Ultimately speaking, it is one of the easier ways to build up your network and to actually get a job if you know how to work it. I'm a person who had LinkedIn before I actually used it to get the job that I'm in today. I had it. It was stagnant, stale. I had less than 100 connections. I really didn't even pay attention to it until like maybe the last maybe a year and a half ago, I started intentionally building it up and using it in my career trajectory, networking and stuff like that. And that's how I got this job. I actually was talking to a current employee through LinkedIn before I got offered this job. So one of the ways that you optimize your profile and make people want to talk to you whenever you do reach out to them is, in your current job, keep track of what you're doing and actively update that. Your LinkedIn is like a social media resume. You should be, as you're updating your resume, you should be updating your LinkedIn. You should be writing down any tasks that you do on a regular basis. Also quantify in numbers and value. And if you are taking on any leadership tasks, whether you have that title or not, if you're building anything, if you're facilitating anything, that needs to be seen by people on your LinkedIn. BSW, MSW, license, whatever. You are a subject matter expert. You just need to pick a niche. Pick a niche and start creating fresh content to put on your LinkedIn, okay? And start posting that content to your LinkedIn. You don't need to be a video content creator. You can make a Canva flyer and just start sharing your perspective of whatever that chosen niche is, and start creating new content so that people in the sphere that you work in, whether it be macro social work, micro social work, whatever, can start seeing you as a thought leader. I need to take my own advice because I have a lot, and I mean a lot, of insight on how to build integrated behavioral health programs. And I just have been slacking. I've just been kind of like when entrepreneurs say, I've been working in the business and not on the business. I've been working in my role, but not necessarily on my personal professional brand. And I've been slacking, not being intentional with your career. You're going to just wake up and see so much time has passed. And really, outside of obviously getting paid, there's not much to show for it. You know, especially if you are a social worker who's billing and making money for an entity, but then at the end of the day, unless you're intentional with your networking and all of that, you don't really have a lot to show for it. Let's keep it a buck, okay? I just want to get up here and say that. I'm on one today. That being said, I appreciate you if you made it to this point. If you have any takeaways, please put them in the comment section below. I feel like I'll be creating these videos. I get likes, but then hardly any of y'all talk to me. Come on. Talk to me, sis. Talk to me. I think the majority of my viewers are women. Yeah, talk to me, sis. Like, I need to know, like, what y'all resonate with, what y'all like. I need to know if there's something you don't like. Like, you can talk to me. You can leave a comment. You can send an email. If you send an email, it doesn't necessarily have to be you asking for consultation. You can just send me an email. You don't feel comfortable putting it in the comment section, put it in the email. But I just want to hear from y'all because I feel like I'm up here talking sometimes and I see the likes and I see people, you know, incrementally following and subscribing. But I just want to hear some thoughts on a regular basis. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to touch base. I appreciate y'all and peace. If you enjoy this content, please be sure to check out this next video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.